We're getting this organized here. So Rick is with Nutrition Business Journal and is a editor, director of content for New Hope Natural Media, which puts on a lot of our industry publications and things.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it's New Hope Network now. They keep telling me to do
Network.
that.
Okay, I'm sorry. New Hope Network. So we're doing these wonderful interviews. We're connecting food, farming, and health, and we're also, like we just discussed with Walter Robb, whom said wonderful things about you. We also want to discuss kind of conscious business models, stakeholder benefit, and as you are kind of the dean of the stakeholder model, could you kind of elaborate on what that entails for a business, whether it's a natural product business or just any business?
Sure. Well, the stakeholder idea is really very simple. It says pretty much every business to be successful has to have great products that customers want, has to have employees who are there with their minds in addition to just, punching a clock. Every great business needs suppliers who want to make them better. Every great business needs to be a good citizen in the community, if for no other reason than the community might, pass some legislation that's not in your interest. And if you do those things, you create value for customers, suppliers, employees, communities. You got to make money for whoever the financiers are. So it's a very simple idea. It's one that we forget a lot in the mania for thinking about business as the sort of physics of money and only profits and money can't. That's never been true for how you build a good business. Certainly not true today.
Right. As you kind of laid this model out there, it seems like it's catching on. And how we became acquainted, well, two ways. The first one was I remember watching Walter actually speak to your class, which is, I believe, on YouTube, which is great. You have great conversations for your class. It's almost like a Socratic style. I love how you bring people in. It's just a wonderful, I would encourage everybody to go look you up. And we talked at Conscious Capitalism. What is Conscious Capitalism? How does it work, and what does it represent?
Well, I think the story of business is really undergoing a change now. There are lots of people suggesting the change, whether it's corporate social responsibility or shared value or thinking about stakeholder capitalism or just businesses. There are a lot of these things. Conscious capitalism is one of these, and it's one of those that starts with the idea that any great business has to have a purpose. In addition to having a purpose, so it's purpose that runs the business, not profits. Profits are an outcome. And that you have to pay attention to multiple stakeholders. And you have to also pay attention to sort of becoming more conscious as a leader and pay attention to the culture.
Right.
So those are sort of the four principles. I think there are lots of different ways to say this. Conscious capitalism is a particularly, I find, coherent way of saying that, because it doesn't mean that you're doing social responsibility as an add-on or sustainability as an add-on. It's about kind of what business is. And I think that's a really good way of saying it. So I also think there are other ways that this narrative of business is being, the dominant narrative is being questioned as well.
Right.
And we need to put all those things together somehow.
Okay. That's